students, welcome to the day 3 of the periodic table class. The topics we have studied previously are Mendeleev's periodic law, Mendeleev's periodic table, its essential features, merits, defects, modern periodic law, and explanations for anomalies in Mendeleev's classification of elements from page numbers 80, 81 and 82 of your concise chemistry book. The topics we will be covering today are modern periodic law, its organization, its salient features, comparison of groups and periods, merits and defects of modern periodic table from page number 84, 85 and 86 of your concise chemistry book. Objective of today's topic is to give you the knowledge about the modern periodic table. Children, open the page number 84 of your concise chemistry book. We have already studied that atomic number as the base for the classification was discovered by Henry Moseley. So when he arranged the elements according to their increasing atomic numbers, he found out that the properties of the element, they get repeated after certain intervals. So cause of periodicity is reoccurrence of similar electronic configuration. For example, all these elements are good reducing agents. They have one valence electron in their outermost shell. They are soft metals and are very reactive, and for this reason they are found mainly in combined state. They impart a very good color to the flame when they burn, and they form hydrides with hydrogen and form basic oxides with oxygen. They also react with water to form metal hydroxides and hydrogen. So all these elements, they have similar properties. Why? Because they have one electron in their outermost shell. So cause of periodicity is reoccurrence of similar electronic configuration. Let us study the salient features of the modern periodic table. If we talk about the groups, there are 18 vertical columns called groups. Groups 1 to 7 are divided into subgroups A and B. Elements of subgroup A, that is elements of group 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5, 6 and 7A are known as main group elements or representative elements or normal elements. Their outermost shells are incomplete. The elements of group 3 to group 12 are known as transition elements. Their two outermost shells are incomplete. Then the elements of group 0 or group 18 are known as inert gases or noble gases. Why? Because they have stable electronic configurations with 8 electrons in their outermost orbit, except helium, which has 2 electrons in its outermost orbit. Moving to periods, the 7 horizontal rows are known as periods. The number of shells present in an atom of an element represents its period number. For example, hydrogen has one electron in its valence shell, so it belongs to period 1. Similarly, lithium has 2 electrons in its valence shell, so it belongs to period 2. The elements with electrons increasing arithmetically in their outermost shell one by one till the octet is obtained are placed in the same period. This means that the number of shells remains same as we move from left to right along any period, and the valence electrons, they keep on increasing one by one. The last element of each period has 8 electrons except helium, as we have studied earlier. The first period has only 2 elements, so it is the shortest period. The second and third periods, they have 8 elements each, and they are called short periods. Then fourth and fifth periods, they have 18 elements each, and they are called long periods. Sixth period has 32 elements along with seventh period, which also has 32 elements, so they are longest periods. Group 3b of sixth period begins with lanthanum, and these elements are called lanthanides or rare earth metals. Then group 3b of 7th period beginning with actinium, these elements are called actinides. They are radioactive elements. Now the elements of period 2 and period 3, they show a diagonal relationship. That means that the properties of the second period elements resemble with the elements from the third period. These elements are also known as bridge elements. So all the elements of period 3 are called typical elements because they represent the properties of their respective groups. Now we will study the difference between periods and groups. Each horizontal row is called a period and each vertical column is called a group. The elements in each period have the same number of shells. That is, the first period will have 1 shell, second period will have 2 shells, third period will have 3 shells, and so on. Whereas each element in a group has the same number of electrons in its outermost orbital, also known as shell. The electrons in the outer shell are called valence electrons. For example, elements of group 1 will have 1 electron in their valence shell. Elements of group 2 will have 2 electrons in their valence shell. Similarly, elements of group 8 will have 8 electrons in their valence shell. Let us study various types of elements. First type of element is representative elements. Second is transition elements. Third is inert transition elements. And fourth is inert gases or noble gases. Now let us discuss these elements with the help of the periodic table. The S and p block elements are called representative elements. Their outermost orbit is incomplete. The representative elements include group 1, that is alkali metals. Why are they called alkali metals? Because they are strong alkalis except hydrogen. Group 2 is called alkaline earth metals, which are weak alkalis. Then group 13, it comprises of boron family. The name boron comes from the first element, which is boron. Similarly, elements of group 14 are called carbon family. Why? Because first element of this group is carbon. 15th group is called nitrogen family and 16th group is called oxygen family. Group 17 is called halogens. Why? Because they are salt formers. So the word halo means salt and gen means generation. So they are called halogens. The elements of group 1 are most reactive metals except hydrogen, and elements of group 17, that is halogens, are most reactive non-metals. Their closeness to the group 0, that is noble gases, makes them very reactive. They can easily achieve a noble gas electron structure. Halogens can gain or share an electron, while group 1a, that is alkali metals, can lose an electron to achieve a noble gas electron arrangement. The elements from group 3 to group 12 are called transition elements. These elements are metals with high melting and boiling points. They are good conductors of heat and electricity, and some of these, for example, iron, are attracted towards a magnet. Most of these elements are used as catalysts and they exhibit variable valencies, and most elements form colored ions and colored compounds. The F block elements are called inner transition elements, that is the elements of 6th and 7th period of group 3. These elements, lanthanide and actinide series, they are called inner transition elements, and their main characteristics are that they are heavy metals, have high melting and boiling points, they show variable valencies and form colored ions, and actinides are radioactive elements. In some of these actinides, they are prepared in special laboratories. Now, the elements of group 18 are called inert gases or noble gases. We will study group 1, group 2, group 17 and group 18 in detail later in this chapter. Now let us discuss the merits of the modern periodic table. First merit is that it is based on atomic number, which is better fundamental property than taking atomic mass as the basis of classification. Second is position of an element is related to its electronic configuration. Third is it shows regular changes in the properties of elements moving across a period or down a group. Fourthly, it is easier to remember, understand and reproduce. Next are the defects of the modern periodic table. First is the position of hydrogen. Hydrogen relates to both group 1 and group 17. Hydrogen resembles in properties with the alkali metals as well as halogens. Secondly, the modern periodic table fails to accommodate the inner transition elements, that is lanthanides and actinides, in the periodic table itself. They have been placed below the periodic table in separate rows. Open the page number 84 of your concise chemistry book and start reading with me. Modern periodic table. When elements are arranged according to increasing atomic number, those having an equal number of valence electrons occur at regular intervals or periods, and since the number of valence electrons of elements show periodicity, that is regular repetition, chemical properties show corresponding periodicity. Consider a group of periodic table. For example, the first group of elements, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium, have atomic numbers 3, 11, 19, 37, 55 and 87 respectively. They are good reducing agents, form unipositive ions and have the valency 1, are soft metals, are very reactive and are thus found mainly in combined state, impart color to the flame when they burn. Sixthly, they form hydrides with hydrogen, and seventhly, they form basic oxides with oxygen. Eighthly, react with water to form metal hydroxides and hydrogen. All these elements have one electron each in their outermost shell, and so they have similar properties. It is noticed that elements with similar electronic configurations have similar properties. Thus, the cause of periodicity is the same number of electrons in the outermost orbit, that is, reoccurrence of similar electronic configurations. Properties that reappear at regular intervals or in which there is gradual variation, that is, increase or decrease at regular intervals, are called periodic properties, and the phenomenon is known as periodicity of elements. So a question can come here that what is periodicity and what is the cause of periodicity? The cause of periodicity is recurrence of similar electronic configuration. In a particular group, the number of electrons in the outermost orbit remains the same, that is, electronic configuration is similar. Valency also remains the same. So elements of the same group have similar properties, though the number of shells increases down a group. According to the recommendation of International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, IUPAC, The groups are numbered from 1 to 18, replacing the older notation of groups 1A to 7A, 8, 1B to 7B and 0. However, for the examination, both notations will be accepted. Here a table is given showing the old notation and the new notation. Then table 5.2, it shows the salient features of periods. That how many elements are there in the period and the atomic number of the elements and number of shells. Turn to the page number 85. Salient features of the modern periodic table. Vertical columns in the periodic table are called groups and the horizontal rows are called periods. Groups. The modern periodic table has 18 vertical columns comprising of groups 1 to 8 and 0. Note that groups 1 to 7 are divided into subgroups, thereby making a total of 18 groups. Secondly, elements of subgroup A, that is of 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A and 7A, that is group numbers 1, 2, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17 are known as main group elements or representative elements or the normal elements. These elements have their outermost shells incomplete. Thirdly, elements of group numbers 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, 11 and 12 are known as transition elements. We have already studied this, that the elements from group numbers 3 to 12 are called transition elements. They have their two outermost shells incomplete. Fourthly, elements in 0 group number 18 are called inert gases or noble gases because owing to their stable electronic configurations, they hardly react with other elements. 8 electrons in the outermost orbit, except in the case of helium, which has 2 electrons. Periods. There are 7 horizontal rows in the modern periodic table, each called a period. The number of shells present in an atom determines its period, as is clear from table 5.2. Firstly, elements with electrons increasing arithmetically in their outermost shell, that is one by one, till an octet is attained, are placed in the same period. The last element of each period has 8 electrons, except the first period, helium, which has 2 electrons. We have already discussed it with examples. Secondly, the first period contains only 2 elements, atomic numbers 1 and 2. It is the shortest period. The second and the third periods contain 8 elements each, atomic numbers 3 to 10 in the second and the atomic numbers 11 to 18 in the third period. These are short periods. Fourthly, the fourth and fifth periods contain 18 elements each, atomic numbers 19 to 36 in the fourth and atomic numbers 37 to 54 in the fifth period. These are long periods. The sixth period contains 32 elements, atomic numbers 55 to 86. It is the longest period. The seventh period contains 32 elements, atomic numbers 87 to 118. It is also the longest period. In group 3b, group number 3 of the sixth period, there is a set of elements with the atomic numbers 57 to 71, that is lanthanum to lutetium, beginning with lanthanum, that is La57. These elements are known as lanthanides, rare earths. In group 3b, group number 3 of the seventh period, there is a set of elements with atomic numbers 89 to 103, that is actinium to lawrencium, beginning with actinium Ac89. These elements are known as actinides, that is radioactive elements. Lanthanides and actinides have similar properties because they belong to the same group, group 3b, but they are shown at the bottom of the periodic table because they are large in number, and showing them in the main body of the table will distort the shape of the periodic table. So you can get a question here that why lanthanides and actinides are placed below the periodic table. Types of elements. Elements can also be classified in the following four types. Firstly, representative elements. Secondly, transition elements. Thirdly, inner transition elements. And fourthly, inert gases or noble gases. Classification according to S, P, D and F blocks is based on electronic configuration, which you will study in the higher classes. This means that it is not in your syllabus. Representative elements, S and P block elements, elements which have their outermost orbit incomplete. They include all elements of group 1, that is alkali metals form strong alkalis with water except hydrogen. Group 2, that is alkaline earth metals, which form weaker alkalis compared to 1A group elements. Group 13, that is boron family. Boron is the first member of the group. Group 14, carbon family, carbon being the first member. Group 15, nitrogen family, nitrogen being the first member. Group 16, oxygen family, oxygen being the first member. And group 17, halogens. They are salt formers. I have already told you this thing earlier. The alkali metals, that is group 1, are the most reactive metals that occur. They are known as the alkali metals because they react vigorously with water to produce hydrogen and an alkali solution. Halogens, that is group 17, are the most reactive non-metals. They form salts on reacting with metals. Main characteristics of representative elements. Firstly, they include both metals and non-metals. There is a regular gradation from metallic to non-metallic character as one moves from left to right across the period. B. They form electrovalent as well as covalent compounds with non-metals. C. Metallic nature increases moving down any of these 7 groups. D. Metals which are good conductors of heat and electricity are present in groups 1 and 2. Non-metals which are present in groups 16 and 17 are poor conductors of heat and electricity. E. Some heavier elements like tin, lead exhibit variable valencies. Transition elements. D block elements. They are included in groups 3 to 12. Main characteristics of transition elements are: A. All these elements are metals with high melting and boiling points. They are good conductors of heat and electricity. C. Some of these elements are attracted towards a magnet. I gave you the example. Iron is attracted towards the magnet. D. Most of these elements are used as catalysts. Most of these elements exhibit variable valencies. And F. Most of these elements form colored ions and colored compounds. Inner transition elements or F block elements. The elements of the 6th and 7th periods of group 3, that is the lanthanides and the actinides, are collectively known as inner transition elements. Main characteristics of inner transition elements: they are heavy metals with high melting and boiling points. They show variable valencies. They form colored ions. Actinides are all radioactive elements. Some are not found in nature. They are made in special laboratories. Next is inert gases or noble gases. Elements of the 0 group, which is the 18th vertical column, are known as inert gases or noble gases. They have 8 electrons in their outermost orbits, except helium, which has only 2. They do not react with other elements and are therefore inert. Now, bridge elements. Elements of the 2nd period show resemblance in properties with the elements of the next group of the 3rd period, leading to a diagonal relationship. Such elements are called bridge elements. For example, lithium, magnesium, beryllium and aluminium, boron and silicon. The bridge elements are represented here. Typical elements. The 3rd period elements, that is sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur and chlorine, summarize the properties of their respective groups and are called typical elements. Now, next is merits of the modern periodic table. Firstly, it is based on atomic number, which is an even better fundamental property compared to atomic mass. Secondly, position of an element in the table is related to its electronic configuration. Thirdly, it shows regular changes in the properties of elements on moving across a period or down a group. Fourthly, modern periodic table is easier to remember, understand and reproduce. So you can get questions here that what are bridge elements and what are typical elements. And you can also get a question here, write the or state the merits of the modern periodic table and state the defects of the modern periodic table. The defects of the modern periodic table are position of hydrogen is still not satisfactory as its properties relate to both group 1 and group 17. Secondly, it fails to accommodate the inner transition elements, that is, the lanthanides and the actinides into the main body of the periodic table. Children, that is all for today's class. Kindly revise the page numbers 84, 85 and 86 of your concise chemistry book and solve the back exercise questions and in-text questions related to these pages.